Okay, we're back. What we're going to do today is we're going to go ahead and take the FPV camera off because see how bouncy it is. Take all the gear off of this truck. This isn't the best truck. I had to put the camera so far back away from the windshield, and then you got the whole front end before you see. So what I'm going to do is take the camera off the Jeep, and we're going to put it on the Unimog. And the benefits of the Unimog is we got a nice big windshield and side windows. And what we're going to do to make it even better is I've got this device here that'll let me pan and tilt, and when we mount that on the inside, we'll be able to turn the camera from side to side, up and down, and kind of look out and look down forward. And since we got such a stub nose and we'll be a little higher, I'm hoping the field of view will be a little better so you can drive it a little bit more. So let me get the Jeep back on here, and we'll take all the FPV equipment off of here, which shouldn't be too hard. I mean, it's just kind of stuck on there. I got Velcro on the camera, so it should just pop right off. Yeah, the camera will pop right out. Then we just got to cut my tie wraps and stuff I got holding that on. So give me just a second to do that, and I'll be right back. Okay, well, we got the stuff out of the Jeep, and this is basically all it is. So basically what we want to do now is see if we can make this camera stay in here. Which doesn't look like it's going to be a real big deal. I mean, pretty much stick it in there now. Alright, well, give me just a second to figure out a way to make this actually stay. We do have some small mounting screws there, but I don't know if I want to actually go through that or just Velcro it. I could probably Velcro it into this gimbal here, and it'll help hold the sides and everything too. And then I can always take it back off without having to do anything stupid. Alright, give me just a second to find my Velcro, and I'll be right back. Okay. We just put a little piece of Velcro back here and one on the gimbal. It does have the sides, which will help. Still seems a little wiggly. Okay. I think what I'm going to do is grab one of my tie wraps here. I found what I did with them. And we'll put a tie wrap around this thing too to help hold it real tight. And we'll see how that works. I don't really want to fix it to the thing. Then if I ever tried to change it to something else. Alright, give me just a second to find my tie wraps. I'll be right back. Okay, with a little tie wrap on there, everything seems to be tight now. Alright, well, let's get the Unimog out here. Jeep up. And I'll show you what my plan is on this. Okay, I moved over to a 4-channel receiver on this. Of course, I'm going to need, 4 channels for this. Left, right, up, and down. And I think I'm going to put my left and right on channel 4, which will let me pan back and forth. And with my controller, this is channel 4, so I can turn it by this knob. And up and down I'm going to use on my 3rd channel. I'll just limit it how far it can go that way. So I believe that'll be my best bet. Up and down will be channel 3. And then of course 1 and 2 will be the speed control and everything. Alright, and to mount it on this, what I'm thinking of doing is I got some styrene here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go across the whole truck with styrene, and I'm going to cut it as wide as these parts right here. And what I'll do is I'll bolt it onto this. It'll cover the whole top of the electronics. Then I can basically put that tilt, pan tilt, or gimbal, or whatever the hell you want to call it, on there. I can make this just as wide as this, cut it a little narrower. It'll cover the whole top of the electronics and everything, and it'll give me some room to put some things on. Alright, so let's see, we'll get us a pencil and we'll mark that. So let's get the camera and everything out of the way for right now. Get our styrene. This other stuff out of here. I do have all my lights hooked up still, so I can't get too far away from the truck. And I believe as far as heat goes and everything, I should still be able to get enough air under this to where it won't be a problem. So we're just going to kind of get a cheap measurement on here so we know we fit between the chassis there. So give me a second to cut this and I'll be right back. Okay, now as you can see, I just cut this, and the beauty of styrene is you just score it and you can snap it. And see, this will sit over top of the whole truck like that. Now of course I'm going to make it a little narrower, and I might even put a couple notches for all the cables to come up and stuff like that. But first thing we'll do is we'll get our, I only want it to be as big as this post mount. Just get us a little mark there. Take a ruler, 1.25 inches. Could have probably just measured it off the bat, but this way it's just a little easier. Just take your knife and score it a couple times. If the stuff was a little thinner, all you'd have to do is score it once, but this is kind of thick, so you want to score it a couple times. And once you got your score mark too, you know it'll stay. See, basically you just get a good score in there and it'll just snap off. Always keep this extra. You can use this stuff everywhere. Alright, now we know that's going to sit in there just fine. And as you can see, all the electronics and everything have still got plenty of room for air. And what we'll do is we'll drill us some holes to match these right here that aren't being used, and we'll basically just screw this thing right down. So if we ever want to take it off for some reason or another, or change anything around, 4 screws, we can take the whole FPV system off and we're good to go. Alright, these are 11 millimeter across. And this is 12 millimeter piece of plastic, so we know we got to come in a half on each one. Alright, well, give me a second to lay this out and we'll drill our holes and I'll be right back. Alright, now we got our holes in and everything lines up right there, which is good. See, that'll hold that nice and tight, and also stiffen a few things up. You don't really need stiffening, but at least we know it'll work. Alright, so let's screw this down. We got screws here. I believe those will work good. Let's see, I might even move my electronics up. I think I need more of them little stubbies. Give me just a minute, I'm going to find me some more screws and I'll be right back. Okay, and this is where we got to figure out how far we got to get our camera back. I'm thinking about 3 1/4 inches. This camera's a little front heavy, of course, right now. So what I'm probably going to do is tape it down Trying to find what I did with my tape. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to put some kind of washers or them little rod extenders under here. This is just to see if 3 1/4 inches is back far enough. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to go up higher. Yeah, I think 3 1/4 inches will do. So what we'll do is we'll center the gimbal on that at 3 1/4 inches. And then go ahead and mount this thing, or get the holes drilled to where it's got to go. And then what we'll most likely do is take these little like shim things and raise it up however high we need to get it. Or I've also got these pads here which I could, you know, put down and then tighten down on that too. So I might do that also, depending on how it works. So alright, well, give me a second to center this all up so I know what I'm doing, and I'll be right back. Okay, so that's what we've come up with. As you can see, the camera's a lot higher, and that ought to be able to tilt up and down. Lid off. I still got to screw this on, but you can see how I just used some of those Axle front battery like post things and extended it up, gave it a little more room to move around. So now we're going to go ahead and hook everything together and see how it's all working. So give me just a minute and I'll be right back. Okay, so here we are so far. I got the camera mounted, I got my receiver in there mounted, and if I can find this little battery again. Plug it up and show you what we got so far. Alright, so we got now a little left and a little right. Haven't quite figured out what that shaking's all about. I don't like little half movements. But that might just be because of the servo. What we'll try and do is, I could put it on the steering, but I think that'll be a little weird. And then we set our limit for up and down for not a whole lot, because there ain't a whole lot you can do there anyway. It's all 3 channels on up and down. So we'll see how this works. What I'm thinking of doing now is taking my receiver here, put it on the inside, drill me a hole here and drill a hole there, and put a zip tie around it. And I only want to cover up back this area right here because this gets kind of hot. And I want to make sure it's got plenty of room to breathe. And I'm probably going to do the same thing on this power supply. And what I'm thinking of doing is putting a battery back there just for this system itself, to where it's on its own battery, and just Velcro me a little battery back there so it's not running off the truck battery, because this shouldn't take too much to run. And I think it might be easier to do that than trying to get a battery in. Although I do have an extension cable where I could probably plug it right up to the running battery, but we'll see. And see, that's the only thing that's bothering me. It does stop, but I don't know if it's going to do that a lot while it's running, but we'll see. Let me get it mounted up a little bit more. Like I said, I'm going to put this up here and drill me a couple holes. For the tie wraps to go through. Alright, give me a second, I'll be right back. Okay, well here's what we come up with. This is the FPV part of it. And hopefully it'll all work good. So we're getting ready to turn everything on, put the Fat Shark goggles on, and see how everything works. So give me just a second, I'll be right back. Okay, well, we got her all together and we did a little test run, and I hit the record button and I got it on this card. So I'm going to go transfer that to my computer, and then we're going to see what it looked like from the inside. I did take it for a test run with the goggles, and it was pretty cool. I do need to clean the windshield because it kind of got a little blurry because of the windshield, and the turning of the camera and all is pretty cool, but I don't know how necessary it's actually going to be. I might end up just fixing it in there, but we'll see. If it keeps jumping around, I think it's the cheap servos. They want to get there and they want to do this little wiggle, but if I put some better servos, maybe it'll be better, but we'll see. So let me go inside and download this little footage, and we'll see what it looks like, and I'll put it on here and I'll be right back. Okay, I couldn't get the footage from the camera there to cooperate with the GoPro. One's AVI, one's MPEG 4. So I'll probably just run the little running video after I upload this video. So that's it for now. So thanks for watching, and please like, please comment, and please share. Alright, thanks, bye.